straight to the red line.
We've got damage, we've got damage.
No unit! Stay still!
Derbyshire traffic cops.
It does have warning markers for potential firearms.
Turn over! You're under arrest. Intent to supply class A drug.
Police 1,000 square miles.
It's a crash.
You got any other injury other than your head?
With some of the UK's most dangerous roads.
How nobody's been killed out of this, I don't know.
Do you know how fast you were going?
It's scary when stuff like this happens.
In life and death situations.
Get on the ground, you'll be tased!
We've got runners.
Face down! Yes, successful sting.
Around every corner,
Great acting, mate.
there's a new challenge for the traffic cops.
Step out of the vehicle now!
Stay there.
Stop grabbing me like that.
Coming up,
This vehicle is failing to stop, gone straight through the red lights.
traffic cops using teamwork and tactics.
Box on, box on, box on. Stay north, officer! Stay where you are!
Working together on the hunt for criminals.
No.
Sitting there, or are you going on the floor? Sitting there, or are you going on the floor?
And stopping them in their tracks.
It's crash. Bye-bye. She was going a bit too quick.
Traffic cop Alex Head is on patrol in the Derbyshire Dales.
The Peak District is full of idyllic little country villages. You know, I think that's why we're all quite good drivers, because we're all used to driving on the country roads. I think that makes you a better driver.
As well as being one of the UK's most scenic areas, the county's also a target for thieves. And catching them relies on tactics and teamwork.
You've got to be dynamic with your options and your tactics when it comes to stopping a car, because you don't know what the people are going to be doing in that car. You don't know how they're going to behave, even if they just see your police car.
It's a white transit tipper.
At force control, there's an alert.
There's a Ford Transit which has just been stolen, Ford Transit tipper, but it's crashed into two other vehicles, and the occupants have made off. And then there's been a vehicle travelling in convoy, which is a blue Skoda, that's now hit up south of the county. So the Skoda's been identified as being involved in this van theft. Multiple units, including myself, are going looking for this vehicle. Yeah, received. I'm currently on the bridge over the M1. No sight as yet. It's an really old shaped Skoda, so we know it's a clone. That's it.
Alex and 3 other traffic units are looking for the suspects.
We're always single crewed, you're on your own, but it's like a pack mentality. We all help each other out, and there's always that support there. 4-3, contact, M1 North. It's in lane 4. It's now just coming across to lane 3. I've got 3 for cover. Give you my authorities now. High performance mile vehicle, advanced driver, TPAC trained. So we're just behind the vehicle now. I'm currently in lane 2. It's well aware of my presence. I've currently got none for cover.
Tango 48, 1 mile from Woodall, Alex. Making Pratt.
So the plan is we have more TPAC units to come into my location, and if necessary, implement a tactic like a box of the car. Yep, that's received. The vehicle is off.
As the potential for a dangerous pursuit increases, Alex needs backup.
Ultimately, we don't want to be in pursuits. They're dangerous. One occupant, we're currently in lane 1, heading up to the roundabout. They put us at risk, they put other members of the public at risk, and if we can try and avoid it, then that's great. NA, do you say if we've got any South Yorkshire units available? but we don't live in a perfect world where that can always be done.
Should monitor in the moment, waiting their update. My Oscar Tango 43, should this vehicle attempt to go contraflow, tactical contact is authorised, over.
With no support close by, Alex is forced to stop the car alone.
And this vehicle is failing to stop. Gone through straight through the red lights. Still on the roundabout now, on standby.
South Yorkshire, two marked vehicles, over.
Yep, that's received. Have I got authority to pursue at this time?
You have authority to pursue at this time, Oscar Tango 43, authority to pursue.
Yep, the RA is currently medium. Speed is 40. Being held up by a few other vehicles on the roundabout. Then we're off, coming into oncoming traffic. Speed is 80 in a 50. Stand by. Road condition to drive, visibility is clear. Traffic is moderate, no pedestrians. DRA up to high as we've just contravened solid whites. It's wrong way around the roundabout, stand by. DRA is high as it's just forcing its way through oncoming traffic. We're through some red lights, stand by. And it's a right, stand by. Speed is 90 in a 40.
Up ahead, colleagues have caught up with the pursuit.
And it's crash, stand by.
Thank you, the vehicle has crashed.
Change officer! Stay where you are! Right, you got red dots on you. Do easy sets now.
4-3, male detained. We've just caught a dangerous driver. There's no injuries, no damage to any of the vehicles except his. Dan's coming more or less at the same time as this driver. I don't think you could choreograph it any better. Right then, youth. You're under arrest on suspicion of failing to stop, dangerous driving, theft of motor vehicle.
Theft of motor vehicle, not
You don't have to say anything, but it may harm your offence. If you do not mention when questioned something which you later learn in court, anything you do say may be given in evidence.
Are you going to what with me, or what?
No, because it makes it worse. You had out to drink?
No, not since earlier.
Like sitting there full of hot jars.
Can you put my fucking hand in front of me, like?
Hey?
Can you put my hand in front of me?
No.
No.
It's taken out a set of traffic lights, so highways are going to need to come out. If you can sort that, please.
Traffic cop Dan Mitchell searches the car.
Oh dear, nice. Yeah, so just in the back of the car, got some different plates. So it's hiding its true identity. The plates will probably come back to legitimate vehicles of similar make and model. So it just allows them to go about their business pretty much under the radar. It's obviously got his little tool for changing the plates, which he's not managed to do yet. Nice big lump hammer. So possibly it's a bit of a pool car and been involved in criminality for quite a while, and it'll just stop, change its plates if it thinks it's been seen. So for now, get him down to custody. We'll go from there. Good job.
Lovely stuff.
Good job, you all right?
Yes, mate. Excellent team job. Dan was just in the right place at the right time. I think it was aided by the bramble bushes as well. They certainly slowed him down and us down, but yeah, we got him. So he's been arrested for dangerous driving. There's a few near brushes he's had with other members of the public, wrong side of the keep left bollards, into oncoming traffic, failed to stop, theft of motor vehicle, driving without licence, because he's only provisional licence holder, driving without insurance, driving whilst unfit through drink or drugs, because he's just admitted to me that he needs his methadone. I think he's on remand as well, so I think he'll be going back inside.
Good work.
Excellent. See you later. Bye-bye.
Cheers, Dan.
The guy we've got arrested is well known to police.
Do you have any illness or injury? No, just my methadone I need as soon as possible because I need it now. Do you use any other drugs other than methadone? Bit of crack every now and then or coke? But...
Bit of crack or coke every now and then. So ultimately, with his history and now with this new incident,
I think we're going to M1.
he'll be doing some prison time, and that's a good result. It gets another one off the streets who's out there day in, day out, robbing from hard-working people. Job done.
Coming up,
Hello, where is he?
there's an urgent call for backup.
Do not grab my finger.
Don't touch me. I'll tell you who it is. I've been arrested.
As a suspect won't come quietly.
Why have I been arrested?
Don't start pushing me. Do not start pushing me.
And officers in pursuit
Vehicle's failing to stop,
of two different vehicles
Lee, where are you?
at the same time.
I'm now making some ground to catch up. Can see the lights in the distance.
Told people were never designed for cars.
Near the start of a day shift, traffic cop Lee Ridley heads out on patrol, single crewed.
Police emergency. What's your name, please? Whereabouts are you?
Control receives a call.
From an A. We've got an Oscar Tango unit, please. State 2. We've got a potential DIC. There is intelligence on the vehicle stating the driver regularly drink drives to and from work.
Tango 39, if you pop me to that. Got reports of a driver that's allegedly drunk, so just making my way to the area, see if we can pick the car up, speak to the driver and take it from there. But I think doing the job as long as I've done it, it kind of doesn't surprise me that people drink during the day as well and then hop into a car and get driving. Oh, there it is.
The suspect's car is parked at a set of roadworks.
What right have you got?
Sorry,
What right have you got?
and who are you?
No, who are you?
I'm a police officer dealing with this vehicle.
What right have you got?
And here it's in Tango 39. This Mitsubishi Colt. It's parked up near to some roadworks, and one of the workers has been a bit off with me when I'm making inquiries around it. There isn't a Derby North unit could come and join me because we could be a bit of a handful once I go and approach the workers.
Yeah, bear with me 2 minutes and I'll get back to you if that's okay.
Dealing with people under the influence of drink and drugs, you have got to be switched on, you've got to be on your guard. They could decide suddenly that they want to attack you, they want to escape.
You can't go into that car.
You've just got to remember your training, have your wits about you. So it's your car, and just watch out for any signs at any point that they could turn.
You can't go into that car.
I haven't
Simple.
gone into that car.
You're not going into the car. What's the problem?
Confirm your full details for me.
No. I don't have to. I don't.
As Lee suspects the man is the person reported to the police, Control runs a check.
Just ran this vehicle through. There's intelligence on the vehicle. This male's wanted for breach of court order.
I don't have to. I don't.
Just give me your hands. Give me your hands. Show me your hands. If you don't show me your hands, then I will use gas.
I'm at work.
Show me your hands.
I'm at work.
Well, you're not now. You're under arrest. Breach of court order at the moment. This one terms. You don't have to say anything. You're hand of defence. Do not mention. Just 1 second.
A court order.
Yeah. Do not start resisting.
I want my phone first.
Can I have more units,
No.
please?
Right, yeah, lock me up. Arrest me then. Come on.
You have been arrested. Don't start pushing me. Do not start pushing me. You normally come to work drunk.
Drunk?
Who do you work for?
Doesn't matter to you.
Well, it does, because I'll be reporting you for that as well.
Is it?
Yeah.
You got nothing else better to do?
From an A, we've got a Oscar Tango unit able to start making their way.
Hello, where is he?
Traffic cop Nick Rice is just a few miles away.
It's not often that any of us shout for assistance, so when it happens, you get there as quickly as you can.
somebody shout some more units, you go.
And you can't get
Disgusting that you're drunk working.
I'm not working.
You said you are working.
I'm not working.
You're so drunk
I'm
you
not.
don't know what conversation you're having.
I ain't done nothing wrong. I have done
Just
nothing wrong.
relax. I've already
I have
told you.
done nothing wrong.
Will you tell me who you are? We'll get your details confirmed.
I'm not obliged to give you my details.
You are if I suspect
No,
you've
I'm
committed
not.
an offence. Well, we'll take you down.
Suspected of
We'll
what?
take you down to the police station.
Have I committed a breach? Stop pushing me.
You're pushing me, so relax.
Stop pushing me. A civil matter.
39, have we got an ETA for a unit?
You're shaking.
I'm not shaking, I'm
Yeah, you
pushing
are.
it.
I'm not doing nothing.
38, I'm here. State six.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. I feel it's harassment.
Walk this way.
Please stop.
Wanted mail for each court.
You please.
What, mate, mate, walk this way. Just walk this way.
You think I'm not obliged to give my details?
All right.
I'm not obliged.
Fortunately, because you wanted on suspicion of an offence, you are obliged.
What offence? What offence?
I've already explained to
It's
you.
a civil matter.
I've already explained to you.
Yeah,
So you know where it is then. Jump in then, dude.
No, you can touch me.
I know we've got a van coming.
Right, no, I'll get in, it's all right.
First there for us.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we have currently got a vehicle making the way into the area.
Lee and Nick need a van to transport the man to custody.
Have I been under arrest?
Yeah.
Right, I want to solicitor.
You can have when you get to custody.
Right. Am I going to be locked up for a civil matter?
For a
Yes
criminal
or no?
matter? Or for a
Right.
criminal matter?
Yes or
I
no?
feel.
The breach is...
Yes or no?
No, it's not civil,
Right.
it's criminal.
Can you let these handcuffs go then?
No, you're not listening, are you?
Do you want me,
It's not a civil
what am I
matter.
being arrested for?
Not a civil matter.
Right.
We've already
I'll
explained
explain
three
What am I
times.
being arrested for?
The breach
Yeah?
is criminal.
It's not. It's
Well, the
not.
court wouldn't have issued it if it wasn't.
It's not.
The court wouldn't have issued it if it
Please
wasn't.
don't.
Take that up with the court then.
Right.
You may get in there this afternoon, so then you can argue with the magistrates.
This afternoon?
Because you've had loads to drink.
No, mate. No. You're wrong. You are wrong.
Why am I wrong?
Good.
This is a civil matter.
No, that'll be your boss ringing.
Yeah, where's my phone?
You can't answer it, you're under arrest.
Where is it?
You can't answer it.
Don't touch me.
I'll tell you who it is.
I've been arrested. Right, can I...
No, you can't, you're under arrest.
I would like a phone call,
No,
please.
mate, that's not your
You're
right.
entitled to have someone notified that you've been under
Yeah,
arrest.
that's my dad.
Yeah,
Can-
so
can
when
you
you get
answer
to
the phone?
when you get to custody,
Can you-
do not
What
grab
are you
my
doing?
finger. So when you get to custody, you can have somebody notified that you've been arrested.
What for oh, you're disgusting.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
explaining everything to you.
That's my dad. Simple. Bullies, man. Bullies.
Okay.
Bullies. Am I under arrest?
Yep.
Yes. We've already explained
Can I
that
stand
more
up?
than
No.
10 times.
Sit down. Sit in there. Mate,
What? No.
Sit in there, or you,
Stop
or
harassing
are
me.
you going on the floor? Sit in
No,
there, or are you going on the floor?
It's up to
Sit
you.
in there.
You can
Stop
Sit in
harassing
there.
You're not being harassed.
You what? Can you get off then?
No.
No, your transport's in now anyway, mate.
Sound. Let go then.
Right.
What?
Just walk this way.
Why have I been arrested?
We've explained to you more.
Why have I been arrested? What have I been arrested for?
It's gonna come
Jump
down.
in then.
Right,
Hey,
need
mind
some-
your head. Mind your head.
Where's my phone?
Get your leg out of the way.
Where's my phone?
It's on the top of the car.
Stop being a bully.
Get your leg
Stop
out of the
being a
way.
bully to me.
Get your
I'm
leg
a
out of the
working
way.
citizen man.
Yeah, me too. Now get your leg
I
out
ain't
of the
done
way.
nothing wrong.
Come in.
Listen, I have
All right, but it's got to be investigated. You're right.
Yeah.
He's a delight, isn't he? This chap didn't want to come with us, didn't want to tell us who he was, but ultimately this chap was wanted and he's now been arrested. He'll be in custody now, and he'll put before the next available court, and the court will decide what they do with him. So, happy days. I suspect he's probably on
Yeah. It's horrendous. Turn up to work as drunk as that on the heavy equipment and stuff. It's just a recipe to all go wrong.
I work with my team day in, day out, and everybody understands what everyone else is doing to be able to bring these situations to a conclusion. That's what brings us our success.
Many thanks for coming.
Yeah, and you're welcome. You're welcome.
Coming up,
Stand by for decomp into a field.
officers hunt down suspected thieves on the run.
Right, I've got somebody pretty much over where the drone is, behind a hedge there, look.
And target
Team, move up move up, move up.
A gang of known offenders.
There's been a suspicious incident. I believe that your vehicle's been involved, right?
With all this rain, it'll certainly test if my car's now watertight or not. Ooh, I just saw that at the last second.
Halfway through a night shift, traffic cop Nick Rice is on patrol near Derby.
And a Tango 38. Just be aware, 2 to 3, there's a massive patch of water right next to the lay-by. Let's have a look.
From an A, just had a report of a vehicle that's been stolen. Direction of travel currently unknown. All units stand by for vehicle details. If any units can start making their way into the area.
There's a job right south of the county. Some lads have looked to potentially steal another Audi, and the vehicle disappeared off towards Leicestershire, but now it's coming back this way, so we might be onto something. We're looking for a Audi A5 in black. We've got the reg of the vehicle, registered keeper comes back to Bedfordshire, and the insured comes back to Scotland. So it's a little bit far from home for my liking.
We've had a confirmed sighting of this vehicle. Last seen heading northbound. Have we got any units in the vicinity to make the way?
That Audi has activated cameras, so we're just making our way to try and catch up with it. This is not good. Oh, I hate driving in heavy rain. The weather isn't great. It's tipping it down with rain, and that has to be a consideration. If they don't stop, is it worth pursuing them, putting your life in danger and members of the public's lives? Hello, Tango 38. Lee, is that you behind me? Yeah, 24. Got no sign of it as yet. Oh, in fact, stand by. I might have it ahead of me. Stand by. Yeah, I've got it ahead of me. It's lane 2. It's that Audi. It's an S5. It's moving to lane 1 now. In fact, I think it's in, might be in convoy with a van. The van's just mirrored it, and it seems to be sticking quite closely with it.
Tango 39, I'm directly behind 38. 34 should be with us shortly, so that gives us 3 tactical units plus 5 rounds ahead.
Teamwork in the role that we do is everything. It's key. 9 times out of 10 we are working single crewed, but I always know that I've got some backup somewhere nearby. And Oscar Tango 38, they're off, both of them. Vehicles are through the lights. They are following each other. They might be aware of my presence shortly because we're probably going to be stuck at reds, and it's a lit area. Stand by. From Tango 3, I'm in a high-performance motor vehicle pursuit management trade. I'm just holding back so that they don't suspect that I'm following them. The element of surprise is key. Taking the third. The ideal plan is to get these vehicles stopped prior to any pursuit taking place. Because although they might look exciting, when you're involved in them, they can be quite daunting and scary sometimes as well. We're at a roundabout, and it's the first. I went to a petrol station, stand by. Go for a box, Lee, I'll go around the front, mate. Do you want to take the back?
Yeah, it is.
Vehicle's failing to stop, failing to stop. My instinct reaction is I'm going after that.
Yeah, confirm VRM. In Tango 39, we've got 2 pursuits running here.
And Lee is currently in a pursuit at the same time that I am with the van as well, because that started making off. Stand by, yeah, speed is 60 in a 30.
From 01, did I have a DRA, please?
DRA is medium at the minute due to speed and weather conditions. Road conditions are wet. Traffic is light. It's a left, left, left. Stand by.
From 01 there, pursuit is authorised at this moment in time. Keep me up to DRA.
Tango 38, speed currently 100 in a 50. Road conditions remain the same, traffic is light, DRA is medium. Stand by for direction, approaching roundabout. Our vehicle is wrong side of the roundabout, stand by. It's going contraflow down the A42, I believe it is. It takes a certain kind of mentality and a certain person that wants to do that. It's just fraught with danger and it's a disaster waiting to happen.
All speed, can we focus on 39, please?
Lee, where are you? I've got drone on board.
Now making some ground to catch up, can see the lights in the distance. Stand by for decomp into a field.
As Nick arrives with the drone, the suspects have disappeared.
I reckon it'll be along that hedgerow gone anyway, because there's too many cars from this way. Took a deliberate manoeuvre off the main road and straight into a field. I've managed to pull up just alongside of it, but was unfortunately blocked by the hedges, and by the time I've got round the hedges onto the field, you could see in the distance there was at least one of the occupants from the van was right at the far end of the field, which I could see there was some kind of torchlight, whether it was a mobile phone or using his torch. So we've got this van here, got the driver's door and front passenger door, which tells us at least 2 occupants have fled from the van. They've most likely done this kind of thing before. It's a pretty much stop and run.
Drones in this kind of situation, the key when it comes to locating people that have got away, because they're just like having a mini helicopter up. Right, I've got somebody, I think, pretty much over where the drone is.
Yeah.
Behind a hedge there, look.
Oh, yeah.
It's not far from here. Hopefully, it'll be one of our suspects laying low in bushes, because they can't have got too far.
Local police arrive to join the search.
SWAT cops, are you just getting out now? It's to your left-hand side. I don't know if it's a hedgerow or what, but to your left-hand side, if you walk forwards, keep going forwards, but more to your right. There's one cop that's pretty much on the grass. Keep walking forwards. Just in front of you to your left now. Now, to your left, there.
There's a lack of an electric box here. Could that be a heater?
Yeah, it could be. Damn.
Maximum flight distance reached.
I was here within about 5 or 6 minutes, so they've got a good head start. I've got the drone up, but unfortunately I've not been able to find them. It's just quite a wide open area with some houses as well further away, but I don't know where they've disappeared to, but wasn't able to pick them up at all, which is frustrating.
Lee searches for evidence.
There's a smell of cannabis coming from the van, and then what looks to be possibly some kind of, don't know whether it's an electrical pump or something. And we've just got a couple of empty pots with some soil discarded, so it's kind of hinting that it's been some kind of cannabis grow and they needed to get away from us, but there's nothing suggestive in this van, whether it's linked to high-end vehicle theft, which was what was initially thought. So we need to identify the true identity of this vehicle. It's running on these plates, which we just match up against the VIN. So just having a look in the windscreen, it's partially obscured, but we know from the last 4 digits that it certainly doesn't match the plates that it's running on. So what we'll do, we'll get it dragged out, we'll see if we can find either the stamp in the engine or anywhere else on the chassis. Whether or not the vehicle comes back to being stolen, which I suspect it may do, we'll get that found out.
The suspect van will now be recovered.
What's the plan then? How long's your winch?
See how far it goes and just chain it, strap it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, that was never being driven out under its own steam, was it? An 8 Tango 38. Can I pass your VIN number, please, for this Fiat Ducato? Yeah, it's definitely been involved in cannabis cultivation, hasn't it?
Yeah, I just ran this vehicle through PNC. It's coming up as a stolen vehicle.
Crikey, okay. Stolen vehicle. Stolen back end of 2022. Stolen from Coventry way. I've got no idea who these people were. I don't know what they were up to or what their plans were for the rest of the night. There was evidence in the back of that van of cannabis grows. So they are criminals. You know, they'll be doing this kind of thing day in, day out. It's what they know, it's what they're used to. So we've got a stolen vehicle off the road. At least we've taken one of their tools away from them. There's part of his exhaust. Is that his exhaust or is that part of a...
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's his intercooler pipe.
It wasn't the fastest pursuit I've been in, but it was raining, the roads were wet. Thankfully there wasn't any traffic about really, no pedestrians or anything like that. So I had to be careful because the last thing I want to do is come off the road. So he got away. People that do manage to get away from us, it does make me feel a bit better knowing that ultimately, whether it be the next day or a week down the line, a month down the line, they're going to get caught for something. They've got to be lucky every single time. We've only got to be lucky that one time.
Coming up.
Car 2, I'll do side.
Officers team up.
You been in trouble with the police before, mate?
To stop a car full of suspects.
Burglary or armed burglary? Armed burglary.
To combat a recent surge in lorry crimes, traffic cops like Sergeant Scott Riley rely on tactics and teamwork.
SNT unit receiving from Oscar Tango Sierra 4. Yes, please, mate. Make yourself nice and visible on junction 28 and start following the first ones off to stop them settling, please.
Teamwork and the team dynamic drives every single job that we've got. We have got specialists that just concentrate their efforts on giving us information so we can then go out and respond to it. We're seeing gangs that are working together, travelling across the borders. It really is about that team effort of identifying these vehicles, making sure that officers are going to the right places and taking some proactive steps to get these vehicles stopped.
So, we're just having a look in the lorry parks. We get a lot of reported theft from lorries. So, a lorry like this one that's got a curtain side, it's very easy to slash the side of it and get the goods from within it. And when they're parked next to each other like this, it's easy for criminals to hide in between them and get the goods out unsighted. So we're just having a good look around the lorry park just to make sure there's no suspicious vehicles, no vans, and nobody looking to steal from the lorries. So sometimes with these, it's as much about disruption
You can't always catch them in the act, but if you get the what we call the spotter vehicles that are out scoping the lorries and looking at what they can attack, if we can get them stopped, then at least it's some disruption.
From an A2 South Mobiles, be aware we've had reports on the vehicle suspected to be a spotter involved in other thefts in vehicles up and around the county. Unknown occupants at this time.
And they just put us down speed cameras on the motorway without any lights on, please, just trying to catch this vehicle.
You've got at least 4 or 5 TPAC units on knots.
Scott is racing to intercept a suspicious car.
So we've just had some people disturbed looking around lorries in the M1. So I'm just on my way to try and sight the vehicle in an unmarked car.
Up ahead, the suspects have passed one of the team.
Yes, someone behind it. Currently, lane 1, speed 60. He's probably aware of my presence.
I'm with you.
72, if it comes on, then you want to preempt your sting on it.
Yes, please, I'll let you know. Just coming up to half a mile marker board.
Tango Sierra Falls with you, 4-5.
Yeah, 2-4, CBI. Approaching junction. Stop lost. Still lane 1.
Do you want me to come through naturally or marked?
Yes, you can.
As Scott is in an unmarked car, he takes the lead.
Tango Sierra 4 is now pursuit. No vehicles for cover. Speed is 70. It's now back to lane 1. And it is committed beyond services.
48, car 3. One more. All authorities.
With enough units in place, the team prepares to box the vehicle in.
Thank you. With all the units there, if this vehicle does fail to stop, pursuit will be authorised for 5. If you're behind it, take call sign pursuit. Should it go into pursuit?
Yes, so the team happy to move up?
Yeah, 48, car 2, I'll do side.
Yes, we'll let it clear this van. Then when it clears this van, Sierra 4 will go to the front. Whoever's behind the subject vehicle, they're what we call the pursuit commander. Really, it should be where everybody's just working really hard around that person to make their life as easy as possible. So teamwork is key. Team, move up, move up, move up. Box on, box on, box on. Anybody in the back? Undo your belt, undo your belt, undo your belt. Come out. Take the belt from around him, Rog. Take the belt from around him. I'll take him, Roger. You got it? Yep. Come on, me, buddy. Have we got enough to get everybody off at the next junction? We all should have one prisoner each. Yes. Do you understand why you've been stopped, mate? There's been a suspicious incident at services down the road, and we believe that your vehicle's been involved, all right?
Scott and the team take the men away to be searched.
Right, mate, get some details off you. Was it in there? Good man. So what's going to happen is we're going to search you, we're going to search your vehicle under section 1 of PACE to look for any articles in relation to theft or anything going equipped to steal. Alright. You been in trouble with the police before, mate?
When I was younger, yeah.
When you were younger, what was that for?
Burglary or armed burglary, I can't remember.
Armed burglary? What were the circs of that?
Young and stupid.
Hey? Young and stupid, but what did you do?
Just ran into a shop and took a till.
Oh, did you? Whereabouts do you live?
What?
Whereabouts do you live?
From Leeds.
You're from Leeds, are you? Yeah. Are you wanted or anything like that, do you know, at the minute? So you've been done before for no insurance. But yeah, I've got insurance on this one, which is good. Right, jump out for me a minute, buddy. I'll give you a search. Quite a tall lad, aren't you?
Just a bit.
How tall are you?
6'2".
Oh. Everybody's tall to me, though.
How tall are you?
Oh, what do you mean, how short am I? How tall am I, you mean? How tall? Yeah, I'm 5'9".
Unfortunately, on this occasion, we've not found anything on them or on this, but on the car. Surprisingly, for one of these sorts of incidents, it's actually all legit. So it's actually insured, it's all taxed, everything like that. So either they've been out just spotting for other people who are out and about, or yeah, they're just doing recce's.
Get yourself back up to Leeds and don't come back.
They know that we know what they're up to.
Got to get to know the world somehow.
There is no way that those lads at 2 o'clock on a Monday morning have come all the way from Leeds for any legitimate purpose. They are definitely out and about, going into all of our services, looking to steal from lorries. So, whilst we've not arrested them, what we have done is we've disrupted them. We've told them that we know what vehicle they're using. We've told them that's how we're going to deal with them. They're going to be boxed in on the motorway, and they're going to be brought away, and they're going to be searched. Tonight they've got nothing on them. Gloves, balaclavas. But the next night we do the same again. They might have something on them and we can get them arrested. Good, nice box though, that. Good, good. Well done all.
Bye now. Let's go.
Good work. Dealing with organised criminal gangs is definitely a team game. From the people putting intelligence together and the hard work from the people in the control room.
If we haven't got a good, solid team behind us, then there's no point in doing what we do.
We've got a really good mix of young, enthusiastic officers, older and more experienced officers that all work together really nicely.
We're all trained to the same high level. We all know what each other's doing, and when it works really well. Team working for us it's everything, really.
In this episode,
And this vehicle is failing to stop.
the man who failed to stop for officers and crashed his car into some traffic lights was charged with car theft, dangerous driving, failed to stop, no licence, no insurance, and drug driving. He's awaiting trial.
If you don't show me your hands, then I will use gas. Show me your hands.
The suspected drunk driver, who was also wanted for a breach of a court order, was charged and remanded to court the following day. But no action was taken against him for any drink driving offences, as the police were unable to prove he was drunk in charge of the car.
Bullies, man. Bullies. Bullies.
The suspect in the Audi that failed to stop for Nick is still on the run.
It's going contraflow down the A42, I believe it is.
Inquiries are continuing to identify the driver, but the registered keeper has been sent a notice of intended prosecution. The stolen van that also failed to stop has been returned to the insurance company. An investigation is ongoing to identify the occupants.
Undo your belt, undo your belt, undo your belt.
And the man suspected of lorry theft was released without any action.
Take the belt from around him, Rog. Take the belt from around.
The traffic cops are back new next Monday at 8. The nation's finest muscle men are going bicep to bicep. Catch the UK's strongest man brand new weeknights at 8 over on 5 Action. And tonight on Channel 5, it's a race against time to save a teenage mountain biker in A&E crash scene emergency. Brand new next.
It's gone straight through the red line.
Damage, David.
Go unit! Stay still!
Derbyshire traffic cops.
It does have warning markers for potential firearms.
Turn over! You're under arrest. Intent to supply class A drug.
Police 1,000 square miles.
It's a crash. You got any other injury other than your head?
With some of the UK's most dangerous roads.
How nobody's been killed out of this, I don't know.
Do you know how fast you were going?
It's scary when stuff like this happens.
In life and death situations.
Get on the ground, you'll be tasered! We've got runners. Face down.
Yes, successful sting.
Around every corner.
Great acting, mate.
There's a new challenge for the traffic cops.
Step out of the vehicle now!
Stay there.
Stop grabbing me like that. Stay there.
Coming up, it's a busy bank holiday weekend.
On the floor now!
As officers hunt down a gang of suspected thieves.
All right, pal. It's the police.
Deal with young drivers.
All it is, I had a bit of rum and it's a bit, it stinks a bit.
If you're smoking it in the evening, you will still be under the influence the next day.
Good.
Yes.
And a lorry crash locks down one of the county's busiest roads,
What's happened?
leaving officers searching for answers.
Nothing happened.
Well, something's happened.
Yeah, the Yankee Tango 03, we're about to stay home.
Near the M1,
From an 8 to all units monitoring this channel, we've just had an ANPR hit for a vehicle. Stand by for details.
traffic cop John Terry is looking for a suspicious van using cloned registration plates.
All mobile units be aware, this vehicle is known for several thefts from lorries in the area on different counties as well as ourselves.
It's a Sprinter, mate, looking at the images. Plain white Sprinter.
Theft from heavy goods vehicles is one of the UK's fastest growing crimes, with millions of pounds of goods stolen every year.
Historically, I know that these guys, they're travelling down from the Leeds side. They'll have like a spotter vehicle that will come down the motorway, and they're always looking for where the police are. They bring down a clone lorry or a clone van if they're ill-gotten gains.
Are we just waiting for the van? We're not going to bother with the spotter?
We're just going to have a look at the van, mate, in case it's the removals van that's the dodgy one. We should be in combo with that car, haven't it? Ford Fusion. I assume it might be a spotter vehicle.
It's thought the van is travelling in convoy with a spotter car full of suspected thieves looking for targets.
Yeah, this Sprinter van's a clone, guys. Should be a removals van. It's been displayed on a white Sprinter. Drop me in card. It's possibly look at doing a block, can't we, if it stays on the motorway.
With fellow traffic cop Mark White and colleagues further up the motorway, John tails the suspect van.
Have you got the van in view?
I have, mate, yeah.
John pulls in front of the van.
Right, stopped on the slit road.
I go up to the lorry, and the passenger door's wide open, the engine's still running.
Tango 3 here, I've got runners. Slit road. Into the woods, mate, the side of the slit road. Exit slip.
How many runners, John?
30, I only saw one male in the cab. He's exited out of the passenger door into the wooded area. I'm quite sure, mate, just one from what I saw in the rear view mirror. Initially wasn't going to follow me, it has done. Stopped on my hard shoulder and then decamped out the door.
24, I'm on the road that runs adjacent.
As Mark and colleagues search for the runner,
He's gone straight down the embankment. You can see where he's treaded down the grass.
John sticks with the van.
Yes. Got an ETA for the dog? Alright, pal. It's the police. I've got a male with me in the back of the van. Come here. You have a taser on you. Come towards me. Walk towards me. Walk towards. Sit on your backside. Arms in front of you. Okay, mate, you're under arrest this minute in time. Suspicion of theft of those items in the back of that van. Can I have a local unit to me, please, then, vehicle's fully laden with goods in boxes. And in the back of this van, we've got CCTV cameras, electric scooters, watches, etc.
While John takes stock of the goods in the van,
Jim, I'm just coming up. How far have you got?
nearby, Mark and other officers are tailing the spotter car.
Yeah, coming to you. I think I've got you in sight, Jim. I'm just at the roundabout now. Get on the straight, Jim. I'll try and get in front. Do you want me to take front?
Yeah. All in, David.
Turn the ignition off, pal. Turn the ignition off for me. 3-5 vehicle stopped, 5 occupants. We need some other units, please, so we can get these males searched. They've been detained.
Right, at the minute, you're all under arrest, okay, on suspicion of theft from vehicle. Where are you all from? Right, okie dokie.
Very good. Okay.
Yeah. What we done wrong?
You're being arrested on suspicion of theft from a vehicle.
What suspicion?
Well, you've been in convoy with a van that was just stopped that's full of stolen gear. Listen, all we need is suspicion, okay, and at the minute I've got suspicion that you're connected with that Sprinter van we've just stopped that's full of stolen gear.
Right.
Well, you know, that's what for us.
Prove, isn't it?
That's fine, yeah. But you're just round here for a jolly, aren't you, this time of night? I'll wait for some more units, we'll just pop you in that handcuffs, alright. Just give me that hand first. Okay, alright.
Out in your pockets, no sharps, road.
Just look, there you go, pop.
Open your mind. That's before, mate. That's before, not soon.
No.
Okay, just step over here for me, pal. Okay, but I'm going to search you to start with. Okay, right there for me. You got anything on you at all you shouldn't have?
Have we seen there's another bloke in the boot?
There's someone else in the boot?
There's someone else in the boot. Right, yeah. Well, he's pretending to be asleep.
There are 7 men linked to the suspected stolen goods, plus the man who escaped from the cloned van.
Stay there!
And now one of them's on the run.
Mate, stay there! Stay there or you get gassed. Stay there. Turn around! On the floor! On the floor now! Stay there. Down. On your chest. On your chest. Turn around! Yeah, I've got that runner detained. Oh. Why are you running? Yeah, mate, I got him.
I just wanted to go to bed tonight, that's why I ran.
You wanted to go to bed, so you ran, right?
Yeah.
Right, come on. We'll have to walk all the way around now. That wasn't worth it, were it?
Back on the motorway, a dog handler arrives to help search for the runaway van driver.
Dog unit's going into this wooded area for the driver of the van. That's where he's gone, mate, anyway. And I've not heard nothing, to be fair, other than him going there.
As the dog searches,
Adam's going in with the dog.
traffic cop Nick Rice is on scene with a drone.
So to your 12 o'clock now, right in front of you. Right, stop there, head back towards the slip road, and whatever the heat source is, it's right in front of you.
Yeah, I've got your dog. It's more or less in front of you now, south in front of you.
There, you're on it now. It's literally standing on it.
Minutes later, John spots something.
Stand up? What for? I'm a police officer. You stood at the side of the motorway. Stand up. Yes, yes. Show me your hands. This one. Jump over it. Jump over here.
Get over.
Come take a seat in my car. From Leeds, are you? Yeah, you're under arrest on suspicion of theft.
What?
The items in the back of that van that's just left. You have to say anything on fetch Richie when questions straight
Trying to court him.
Do say mere evidence.
With 8 suspected gang members under arrest, the cloned van and the spotter car are impounded.
Two have jumped out the car and legged it.
Coming up, Operation Limit.
He's had a split apparently this afternoon.
Oh dear.
Derbyshire's bank holiday campaign against drink and drug driving.
Have you had any complaints about my car?
Yeah, about your driving.
I've not been driving at all.
So what, as in you've not driven down here?
I've not even driven down here at all, mate. I'm not from around here.
Okay.
Start the bank holiday weekend. I'm guessing there'll be quite a few people heading out for an extra day of drinking and celebrating and letting their hair down.
Traffic cop Matt Cork is part of Operation Limit, a bank holiday weekend campaign against drink and drug driving.
And with any luck, those people will make the adult choice of arranging transport home, but we shall see.
Weatherman says it's going to be pretty good at the end of this week into the weekend, and that the long weekend is going to be good. You're instantly thinking it's going to be busy. I can guarantee that on a bank holiday weekend, our drink and drug drive statistics rise.
Around 10,000 people are killed or injured by drink and drug drivers every year.
It causes heartbreak to families. Unfortunately, it continues to grow. It keeps us busy day in, day out.
Were you involved in the RCC or have you just seen it?
Within an hour on patrol, Matt and colleagues receive a call about a car crash.
And on this collision happening, two have jumped out the car and legged it. So we're just making our way to assist with an area search and try and ascertain why they've decided to run. It's Friday night. I wouldn't be surprised if intoxicants are involved.
As Matt arrives, the runaway suspects have been rounded up.
Both mates in both cars driving with each other.
Oh dear.
HGV apparently has popped out of nowhere. The red car's rear-ended the blue one.
Right.
We've got a driver of red car who we're doing at the moment.
Yeah.
And he is our main man for the blue car.
Right, okay.
He's had a split apparently this afternoon.
Okay, grand. Do you want to come and have a seat in my car with me, mate? Super. Seat in there, youth.
While officers check on the other suspect, Matt deals with the driver.
Obviously, you've told me, colleague, you've had a spliff.
Yeah.
You smell of cannabis. You've been involved in a road traffic collision, so therefore, I'm going to make a requirement of you to provide me with a sample of saliva for analysis. All right, I have to warn you that failure to do so may render you liable to prosecution. Okay, you happy to give me a sample?
Yeah, that's fine, mate.
Excellent. When was the last time you smoked cannabis then?
A couple of hours ago, mate, not gonna lie to you. I have one every time after work.
Right. And what do you do for work?
I drive for a living.
Right, okay. You realise the risks associated with that, mate?
What do you mean by that, mate?
As in, like, essentially, every single day that you get in a car,
Yeah.
if you're smoking it in the evening, you will still be under the influence the next day.
Really? I thought it lasted 2 hours.
No.
That's what I thought.
No. It potentially lasts days.
Really?
Yes.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah.
Learn something new every day, actually.
Yeah.
I seem to get a lot of, certainly younger people that have got absolutely no idea, or claim to have no idea, that cannabis can be in your system for days.
Yeah. How long have you been driving?
Me, nearly 3 years nearly.
Right, okay. Is this the first collision you've had?
Yeah.
Right.
Literally.
Okay.
I don't understand how somebody can be so stupid as to think, having used cannabis 3 hours ago, that they are now safe to drive.
I'm going to wipe this swab on your tongue and both sides of your mouth, all right? Just lean forward for us, mate. Sound in on the cheek, on the other cheek.
The results of the drugs wipe will take around 5 minutes.
Who's ended up running off then?
No one. They ran into the bush because of the car looked like it was going on fire, to be honest with you.
Right, okay.
I'm not getting caught in that blaze.
Yeah.
There's no point of that. It's not risk your life for that.
No, exactly. You ever been involved with police before?
No.
Good stuff. What sort of work do you want to get into, do you know?
Driving, mate.
Right.
I'm in the middle of doing my life, to be honest with you.
Right. I'll tell you now, if you carry on smoking cannabis, you're not going to get there.
You know what? I do it to help me, to be honest with you.
Right.
I know, yeah, I bet you hear it every day. I bet you do.
You're
But
right, yeah.
But it actually calmed me down.
It might feel like it at the time, but all it's doing is making your mental health worse.
The impact of drug driving is massive. It can cause overconfidence, it can cause drowsiness, poor distance judgment. There's 101 different ways that it can affect your ability to drive negatively.
The test shows a positive result for cannabis, okay? So at 22:40, you're under arrest on suspicion of driving that motor vehicle whilst over the specified limit of a controlled substance, namely cannabis, okay? Thank you. If you follow this gentleman. It's just a busy night tonight. Yeah, it's Friday night before a bank holiday weekend.
Monday, then?
Yeah, but you think if folk aren't at work Monday, it means that they go extra hard Friday night, thinking, well, I've got Saturday, Sunday and Monday to recover. Right then, you ready?
A nurse takes a blood test from the driver.
The sample will be sent off for forensic analysis, and in the meantime, he will be bailed back to re-attend this police station in 3 months' time, at which point we should have the results. Follow me.
For now, the young man's free to get back on the road.
Let me get you left home, Luke.
But a career driving trucks hangs in the balance.
Why would you risk it? 1, for your own health and safety. 2, for the safety of other people on the road. And 3, why are you going to risk your licence?
Tango 28, still monitoring radio.
Half an hour later,
Vehicle has been sighted, going up Warwick Avenue, believed to be on Burton Road, heading towards Little Over.
I think local units have potentially got a drink driver.
The hard and fast rule is if you're driving, don't bother drinking. Simple as.
Got eyes on that vehicle, I think. Stand by.
T-shirt read Killsway, so turn back round back on Passengers Hill, kiddo, and to where the roundabout is, where you'd go to Chain Lane.
Vehicle stopped. Stand by. Help, Paul.
You up, sir?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, not bad.
Good. Just come over to this side for us, mate. Is it your car?
Yes, my car.
Right, I tell you what, while we sort this, come and have a seat in my car, mate. From what I can gather, I think there's been some information received from the public that chap's going to be drink driving in that vehicle. He's gone around the roundabout pretty quick. I'll be honest, I thought he was going to go. I thought he was going to fail to stop. However, he has pulled up.
Yep, that's no problem at
How come you pulled me over, officer? How come you stopped me? Have you had any complaints about my car?
Yeah, about your driving.
I've not been driving at all. I've only jumped into the car.
Right.
So
What, as in you've not driven down here?
I've not even driven down here at all, mate. I'm not from around here.
Okay. Have you had a drink tonight?
I've had 2 shots.
Okay.
Honestly, I've not even driven the car. About 10, 15 minutes ago. I've only had like 2 shots earlier on in the night.
Okay.
Friday night.
So,
but I don't drink behind the wheel.
No, good, excellent. So, because of the manner you're driving, as described to me by other officers, and I can smell intoxicant on your breath now, and obviously you've said you've had 2 drinks.
Okay.
I'm going to make a requirement, go ahead, of you to provide me with a sample of breath for analysis. I have to warn you that fail to do so may render you liable to prosecution, all right? Chain lane.
I had a few shots about 3 hours ago, officer.
Are you happy to give me a sample of breath?
I'll give you a sample, but it's been about 3 hours.
That's fine, that's
all
fine.
it is, I had a bit of rum and it's a bit, it stinks a bit.
Yeah.
So that's all it is, if you can smell it off me or whatever. But I'm not the type of guy who does anything like that behind the wheel.
Okay.
You'll often get those little signs before they've even provided a sample that they're going to be over. When they go, oh no, I'm sure I'll be fine. We had 2 pints. You can smell the beer on them. You know, the way that their eyelids are sort of almost starting to droop. You know that they're going to blow over straight away.
Deep breath in, see your lips, keep blowing until I tell you to stop. Thank you. So, legal limit is 35.
250,000 breath tests are carried out every year, and young males fail the most.
It was about 3 hours. I've only had 3 shots in total. All it is, I had a bit of rum. It's really, really smelly. And,
Okay. You've provided a sample of 61, mate. So, at the minute, you're under arrest on suspicion of driving that motor vehicle whilst over the prescribed limit.
Local officers arrive to take the man to the police station.
I'll just pop your hands in front. Excellent. This one. Excellent. Anything on you that's going to hurt me? No, super, mate. I'm going to give you a quick pat down, all right. Typical Friday night, to be honest. Not unlike any other Friday night, really, with people thinking they can get away with driving whilst under the influence. We've been probably out of custody for about 45 minutes, straight back in there for a couple more hours, I would imagine. But yeah, it's what we're here for. Obviously, that's the second job tonight that's involved drivers being under the influence of intoxicants. Surprisingly enough, both of them need their licences for their chosen sort of careers. The first lad being a delivery driver with hopes of going on to be a HGV driver. Chap just now driving whilst under the influence of alcohol, and lo and behold, he's a mechanic. So 2 people that you would expect really would know better and would hold their licences in higher regard than they have done.
Coming up.
Yes, Ram, head on.
A driver suspected of cloning cars.
He may make an appearance very shortly.
Puts the traffic cops on high alert.
There's potential for something to crack off.
And a bank holiday lorry crash closes one of Derbyshire's busiest roads.
What's happened?
Nothing happened.
Well, something's happened.
Something happened, but I can't remember.
It's bank holiday, so hopefully, as will be the case, it'll be nice, smooth sailing, and we'll have no dramas. But could go one of 2 ways, I guess.
On the outskirts of Derby, traffic cop Nick Rice is halfway through a 12-hour shift.
In an ideal world, it would be that everybody behaves themselves and nobody gets into bother, and nobody has an accident or anything. But we shall have to see. Oh, that's hidden away. What's that doing?
Nick spots a suspicious parked car.
Fair enough. There was somebody that I used to, still does, clone vehicles and drive around without a licence or insurance or anything, and I've had numerous pursuits with him, and he's rammed me before, and fact, he drives Toranos, and there's a Torano there. Yeah, let's have a look at that one. He used to hide stolen vehicles in that corner, which is why I've just been checking that one out. That's not right. That is not right. Why is there 2 policies on that? There's insurance. In fact, there's 2 vehicles for that plate. The chap who I believe has cloned this vehicle, I've had pursuits with him before. Chris Ryan's had a pursuit with him before. On the pursuit with Chris Ryan, he went off-road and he slammed through gates, and the top of the gate nearly came through Chris's windscreen, and he rammed Chris on that one as well.
Footage of the pursuit shows the suspect being followed down a country lane by PC Ryan. He reverse rams him
Tried for a second time. He has now rammed.
before crashing through a gate
Reverse ram.
and then turning around and driving straight at PC Ryan.
He has rammed head on. Now reversing back down the road.
The man got away that night.
He's now off-road again, through a field, turned his lights off.
But was later tracked down through CCTV and was arrested. Nick believes he's up to his old tricks.
Knowing who I think it is that's going to be driving it, I would be happy taking that off the streets and negating the risk of him driving it, because if we get behind him and he's in a clone vehicle, he rams police vehicles, he doesn't stop, he goes the wrong way on dual carriageways and motorways, and I'd wholly like to negate that. I'm going to go and have a look at it.
Nick calls for backup.
I've stumbled across an Nissan X-Trail, which is his choice for cloning. Just pop up here, mate, just in case anything cracks off. There's no VIN number on it. Yeah, it's a clone. There's 2 different plates on it. Genuine's got roof bars across the top of it. It's a totally different plate as well. Yeah, it's a clone. Right, let's have that away. When I saw it, I thought, if you look at the images, the ones around here have got them screws on the top right-hand corner of the plates. The ones down south have the screws through the middle, and also that's a plain plate, and that one has got writing underneath. From previous knowledge, I know that his go-to vehicle to clone a vehicle's plates is a Nissan X-Trail. So I'm doing a bit of investigation and digging. It turns out that this one in front is confirmed to be cloned. To stop anything else happening, we'll have it away. And it is a common problem around people copying other people's number plates to use them for criminality. So yeah, it is quite a big issue. I'll check if it's unlocked actually. No. It's not, it's definitely cloned though. 100%.
The genuine car is registered 150 miles away, and Nick wants to get this clone recovered before the suspect turns up.
The guy who thinks cloned this vehicle, he may make an appearance very shortly, I don't know. Yay! Can we get this moving sharp as? There's potential for something to crack off, so we'd rather get this done and out of the way so we can clear the area. You just don't know. Don't come to work for trouble, but rather not have it. So the sooner we get out of here, the better, I guess. Yeah, cool. So I'm definitely happy with the result. That being on the back of that truck like that is a lot better than it being on the back of a truck when we've been involved in a pursuit. But for the time being, the roads are safe. So yeah, it's a good result getting that thing off the streets. Happy days.
From an 8, Oscar Tango Mobile units. Have I got any units free, please, to start making their way towards the A38?
Yes, take 5.
15 minutes later, Nick receives a call about an accident on one of the county's busiest roads.
The roads around Derbyshire on a bank holiday, you can see an increase in traffic, broken down vehicles. Accidents happen as well, and obviously if there's more traffic on the roads, there's more risk of a collision occurring. So we're just on the way to a report of an RTC on the A38 northbound. Report that a lorry driver has had a seizure and has come off the road and gone up an embankment and hit a tree, I believe. Any accident can be bad, but when it's HGV, obviously the risks are higher. They're a bigger vehicle. They're harder to stop, depending on what they're carrying as well. Got a lot of fuel on board, and if they hit something a lot smaller, then they can quite easily wipe them out. When we get to the scene, we've got to help the people that need the help, but also consider the traffic flow as well and trying to keep everybody else still moving. But there also are times when, if it's serious enough, when we'll have to shut the whole road, and that can just bring chaos to the roads. But unfortunately, it's a necessary evil sometimes. Traffic is already slowing. Tango 38, soon to be stage 6, just with the backlog of traffic. I'm pulling up and I'm seeing a HGV up the embankment, just leaning against a tree. I think the driver's out. Hello? Driver. The driver of the HGV is sat up and talking, and it's a massive relief to think that there aren't any serious injuries. They live to fight another day. How are you?
I'm okay.
Yeah, what's happened?
Nothing happened.
Well, something's happened.
There's something happened, but I can't remember.
You don't know?
No.
This HGV driver doesn't appear to be showing any kind of reaction to the collision that he's had. There aren't any emotions. He seems quite vacant.
We think he had a seizure, there was an eyewitness. And as he approached him, he was violently jerking and shaking. And then as he got to him, he was still doing it.
Oh, okay, so it wasn't a result of the van coming up the embankment or anything. When he got to him, he was still doing it. There's a passing doctor on scene who is off duty, and really nice of her to stop and help out.
When I got to him, he was just staring like...
I mean, he's not, from experience in going to traffic collisions and stuff like that, he doesn't appear to be somebody that has had a collision. Normally they're quite panicked, upset, shaken. There's none of that. No. A witness has seen the lorry going up the embankment, and they said that they've seen him almost fitting at the wheel. Are they the van keys, are they?
But he has amnesia, he has no idea how he got here, what happened. He's just denying it. His blood pressure's slightly raised.
Is that high?
Yeah, it is high.
Unfortunately, I can't speak to the witness because they're no longer there, and I don't know who they are, and I've got no way of contacting them, which is annoying in a way because I'd like to have spoken to them to find out how this has happened. NA Tango 38. Driver, as has been passed, is suspected to have some sort of medical episode. It's been seen by a member of the public apparently convulsing at the wheel before crashing. He's conscious and breathing here, he's out of the cab, he has no recollection of what's happened, and to look at him you wouldn't think that anything had happened.
With the eyewitness gone, Nick searches for other evidence.
It looks like he's come off right at the apex, taking out numerous trees along the way, but then it looks like he's been either steered or pushed back up the embankment into the final tree that's caught him. Amazing. I think if that tree hadn't have been there, he would probably have toppled over. So he's a lucky boy.
A recovery van arrives and the clear-up operation begins.
I was thinking that maybe he's been using his phone or something, but if you're using your phone, you're going to react, aren't you, if you're drifting off? You're going to come back.
He is literally, so he's joined it.
You can see a consistent line up there, so there's something amiss here. There's no sign of any drug use, there's no smell of alcohol or anything. I can't smell anything, but it's not always the case. You can't always smell alcohol on people that have had a drink, believe it or not. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. That's it, mate. Thank you. That's it. Happy days, nothing. All right. Right, so we're just waiting for the ambulance to arrive, check you out and find out why this might have happened, all right? You might need to go to hospital so they can run some checks and stuff, because obviously somebody said they've seen you having a fit. Do you recall that at all? No? You remember all of this?
I can't remember this, but I remember road. I was driving, nothing happened. I'm really surprised to see that.
What's the last thing you do remember? Do you remember coming under the bridges further up, where the big junction is?
No.
You don't remember that?
It's plausible that if he did have a seizure that he will have a bit of amnesia afterwards, and he was quite unsteady transferring. Examining him, like his pupils are quite constricted, but he doesn't seem to be kind of twitching, suggesting that he's had drugs or anything.
No, well, I'm not suspecting drugs.
No.
With the questions over, an ambulance arrives to take the driver to hospital.
Cool, so if you want to get yourself on there...
Yeah.
No.
That's what I said.
NA Tango 38. As you may be aware, this chap is off to hospital. He appears very blasé almost, as if nothing's happened. It's got to be checked out of hospital. And we'll get some results from that, hopefully.
Despite the long queues of bank holiday traffic forming, Nick's forced to keep the road closed.
We are going to have to put a closure on between the junctions, the on and the off slip, whilst we get a recovery done.
Going to set up on the slip road.
Yeah.
And restrain it.
Yeah.
We've got another truck coming back. He's going to pull it back.
The vehicle's being strapped up to pull it out of the bushes back into the carriageway. It may, or may not, topple over. But yeah, we're just looking at getting it recovered now and then getting the road cleared up and reopened. There could have been utter carnage here. Cars ploughing into the lorry, if it cut back across the carriageway, if it had have tipped over and then rolled back onto the carriageway. There could have been any number of outcomes which could have been a lot worse than what we're actually dealing with. I mean, he still hit that tree.
Yeah.
That's his dash cam, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that's been moved, hasn't it? I've got hold of the footage and it does show the vehicle just travelling a normal route up the A38 and then all of a sudden it veers off up the embankment and just carries on. There's no sign of the driver trying to correct his path or braking or anything, and it just carries on up the embankment, smashing through trees and comes to rest where it comes to rest, on the embankment.
With the lorry taken away to be repaired, Nick can finally reopen the road. Coming up,
I'm gonna have to pop your passenger window.
a call for help from a trapped young driver.
I actually can't believe you're breaking that window.
Forces the officers to take action.
I'm not resisting.
No, you're not. No.
I'm back on local now. What do you need?
Traffic cop Matt Cork is near the end of Derbyshire's bank holiday weekend drink and drug driving campaign.
Vehicle has been sighted.
Yeah, just confirm vehicle reg for me, please.
3536.
Matt and colleagues attend a report of a stranded driver. One of the car's tyres is down to the rim and the doors are locked. The driver claims that the keys have dropped out of the ignition and he can't find them.
I'm just going to grab my gloves. I'm going to pop the passenger window.
Okay, mate.
What I want you to do, because I'm going to have to pop your passenger window, okay? Well, you can't reach your keys, can you? Yeah, so we haven't got another option. We've tried that. So, cover your eyes now, and then put your head as close to this window, and I'm going to break the other window. Your safest place is if you cover your eyes with your hands, so that no glass spills out into the car.
I actually can't believe you're breaking that window.
safest place for me is the front seat.
He's here looking at me. You're fine, it's not going to shatter, it's just going to break, so just look at me. Just look at me and cover your eyes, that's it. There you go. Oh, cannabis.
I'm free about it. I'm not resisting at all. So you know, I don't want to get slammed up.
You're not going to get slammed on the floor as long as you follow instructions, which you have done. So we ain't got an issue, have we? I'm just trying to make this as safe as possible.
You are a real one.
No, I'm not. You're coming this way, mate.
No. You joking?
No, you need to come out, pal, so we don't want to take you out through the window yourself. It's easy if you come out, isn't it?
You stick your hands on there for balance, so that I know that area's clean.
Okay. Right, and I'm just going to put hands on to help you so you don't fall, fella, all right? There we go.
I'm not resisting.
No, you're not.
No.
Do you want to put a pair of these on now?
Yeah, that's fine.
And this one, there you go.
But you cannot put them too tight, though.
I'm not going to.
Yeah, anything on you at all you shouldn't have, fella?
Don't think so.
It's 11, you're going to be arrested on suspicion of driving whilst being unfit. Wait then, you. Go and have a seat in my car.
Where are your keys? Are they under your seat?
Yeah, the right side.
Super, have a seat in there, Rob.
Done the bag leaving in there? Or do you want me to move it?
I'm happy enough with that, Rob. It's all right, I'm just going to roll that chair forward.
Matt suspects the young man is over the limit.
I'm going to keep holding the device, take a deep breath in, see your lips, keep blowing until I tell you to stop. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Excellent.
Yeah, you just put on the log. I've managed to retrieve the keys for this car.
Legal limit's 35. You have failed. You've provided a sample of 87. Okay, so you're further under arrest on suspicion of driving a motor vehicle whilst over the prescribed limit of alcohol. Same caution and necessity applies. All right.
Nearly 3 times over the limit, the young man is taken into custody and his car is recovered.
Drink and drug driving at the moment is a massive, massive issue. And I can't understand for the life of me why these people choose to take that decision and get behind the wheel. We are dealing with drink and drug drivers every single shift, perhaps 2 or 3 incidents in a 12-hour period. We are dealing with them day in and day out, and the issue doesn't seem to be going away.
Across this bank holiday weekend, the police in Derbyshire dealt with hundreds of reports of drink and drug driving.
2 tons of metal with a drink driver behind the wheel of it. It's a recipe for disaster. Unfortunately, families around the country every day experience the pain and the anguish of incidents involving drink drivers.
In this episode,
on the floor now!
The 8 suspects linked to the stolen goods in the lorry
All right, pal. It's the police.
have all been released on bail whilst the investigation continues.
If you're smoking in the evening, you will still be under the influence the next day.
Really? I only thought it lasted over 2 hours.
The trainee truck driver who crashed into a friend and tested positive for cannabis at the roadside remains under investigation whilst the police await the results of his blood test.
I lost my nerve every day, actually. Yeah.
If it's proved he was over the limit, he faces a minimum 1-year driving ban.
All it is, I had a bit of rum and it's a bit, it stinks a bit.
The young mechanic, who admitted smelling of rum, failed to appear in court for drink driving and was later re-arrested.
I've had 2 shots.
Okay.
Honestly, I've not even driven the car.
He was banned from driving for 12 months and received a £120 fine.
I was definitely cloned there. 100%.
The cloned car was recovered, but with no proof linking the suspect to the car, no further action was taken.
Remember all of this?
I can't remember this, but I remember road. I was driving, nothing happened. I'm really surprised to see that.
The lorry driver, who crashed on the A38, was released from hospital later that day.
He appears very blasé almost, as if nothing's happened.
No action was taken against him, but a few weeks later, the man was disqualified from the roads in connection with a separate incident of drink driving. And the young man found locked inside his car
I'm not resisting. Oh, no, you're not. No.
was disqualified from driving for 20 months and given a £300 fine.
and Traffic Cops is back next Monday at 8. Frenemies Jason Statham and Dwayne Johnson team up to take down the bad guys in the all-action thriller Fast and Furious Hobbs and Shaw, Sunday at 8. As a drug gang's violent influence grows, detectives try to bring down the boss in a special Police Suspect No. 1, brand new next.
It's gone straight through the red line.
We've got damage, we've got damage.
Don't do that! Stay still!
Derbyshire Traffic Cops.
It does have warning markers for potential firearms.
Turn over! You're under arrest. Intent to supply Class A drug.
Police 1,000 square miles.
It's a crash.
You got any other injury other than your head?
With some of the UK's most dangerous roads.
How nobody's been killed out of this, I don't know.
Do you know how fast you were going?
It's scary when stuff like this happens.
In life and death situations.
Get on the ground, you'll be tasered! We've got runners.
Face down.
Yes, successful sting.
Around every corner.
Great acting, mate.
1, 2, 3.
There's a new challenge for the Traffic Cops.
Step out of the vehicle now! I'm going
Stay
home.
there.
Stop grabbing me like that.
Crash.
The RAs are high.
Coming up.
It's a crash. It's a crash.
Repeat offenders.
I got banned when I was 17. I got done for drink driving after 130.
Opposite carriageway.
Thieves on the run.
There's definitely something in there. It's the heat source. Keeps moving.
And suspects desperate to get away.
Down the floor now! Now! Down the floor! Down on the floor! Now! Just pass his vehicle details again, please, mate.
It's a black Audi A4.
10 miles north of Derby. Sergeant Scott Riley is racing to catch up with a repeat offender.
Yes.
It's now travelling towards Alfreton.
So we've got the report of a drink driver. We've got good information as to where he is, so I'm going to try and intercept him. I'm quite keen to get this one because I know he's a banned driver. An 804.
Correct.
Any update?
Heading towards Alfreton.
Yes, should run straight into us. Those individuals that are repeat offending are taking nearly all of the police's time. You're dealing with the same people that are still drink driving the year after they've been caught drink driving, or even sometimes 2 or 3 days after they've been caught drink driving. Police are dealing with those same individuals time and time again. It should come straight in front of me. Contact with that vehicle held at large. When you are dealing with an offender like this, who's been through the system a lot, is already banned from driving for drink driving and failing to stop, the likelihood is he's going to fail to stop again. I'm going to go for a compliant stop, and if that doesn't work, have a colleague to deploy a stinger. And it is a offside indication. I know he knows I'm behind him. Be aware he's dragged me around. Yeah, speed's slightly increasing. Both of our speeds increase simultaneously. Position for the offside, and it's left, back towards where it's come from. And A Tango Sierra 4, vehicles failing to stop. DRAs are low at this time. Can I have a stinger, please? DRAs are high. It's a crash. It's a crash. Chris, look after the member of the public.
Yeah,
where's he gone?
Another vehicle or member of the public? The vehicle.
Yeah, it's a total loss. I do now know that he'll do anything to get away, so my motivation levels to catch this offender have just gone through the roof, and there is nothing I want more than to catch him. There's going to be quite some substantial damage to that vehicle. Is that driver okay, Chris?
Yes. Hello, can you get me a recovery, please?
Thank God there's no injuries to the member of the public. Where has he gone? Where has he gone?
Did you say we've got a direction trouble?
As Scott continues searching for the driver, control updates.
A vehicle has crashed through some fences into a garden. I don't know whether this could be related to the same vehicle.
Yeah, we've also had a call saying they've heard a big crash and the driver was running off. When he got to the top of the road, he ran down the estate.
I believe he's just headed westbound. Description of Turkish or Asian, 6 foot tall, black t-shirt.
I think we were nearly there, you know. In fact, I think we went down it. The car's now been found abandoned in somebody's garden. Oh, I never saw it. I've driven straight past that. That's why I've not seen it, it's in the garden. Mate, no wonder, because I just went straight off.
He's got black trousers,
Yep.
trainers on, black t-shirt, he's about,
Yeah.
weird beard, short black hair.
And which way did he go?
He walked straight that way.
Okay.
All right.
Stay there, pal. Stay there, pal. My arms out.
What's going off?
Mate, you just match the description of somebody that I'm looking for, alright? Just stop there. Yes, 1 male detained.
Where are you, Scott?
Down from where you were.
Oh, I resisted.
No, you're not resisting, mate. It's all good. You're under arrest, suspicion of drink driving, failing to stop at the scene of an accident, and dangerous driving. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your friend not mental in question, something which you later on in court.
Colleagues arrive as backup.
It's really important for your safety if you've got any injuries.
Injuries from what?
From the high-speed crash that you've just been in.
I've not been in no crash, man. If I say I've got injuries, take me to hospital, that's me admitting I've been in a crash.
No, I'm not interviewing you. What I'm saying is, if you need an ambulance, now is the time to tell me. If you feel that you need taken to hospital for any injuries that I cannot see, now is the time to tell me. That's not admitting guilt, that's just telling me that you need some medical attention.
No, it is admitting guilt.
I'm not interviewing you here and now, we're going to get you in the car. All right. Lee's, the member of the public's not injured.
With the suspect on his way to custody,
That is an excellent result.
Scott heads back to the crash scene.
I'm so glad we've got him. The damage that is caused to this person's property, the damage that is caused to that member of the public's car, all started from an incident where it's probably caused some harm. So it's a really pleasing result for me. I'm now interested to see what this car's going to look like. The accidents happened just up there in them roadworks, and the skid mark has come all the way across here. So literally it's been out of control all the way down here. You can see it from here. In fact, you can see it all the way, that tyre mark. But that's a really massive impact, straight through this concrete fence. Fortunately, it's missed the house. It's fortunate where it's hit that member of the public, it's engine block to engine block. If that had been an impact straight into the side, that could have killed that member of the public. If he'd have not been wearing his seatbelt, it'd have easily killed himself. It's ridiculous. And it really frustrates me, of course. It's all totally unnecessary. Custody for us. In terms of dangerous driving, to get away from the police, that's one of the worst that I've seen. He could have killed somebody there quite easily. We need to do everything we can do now to stop him being released and stop him being allowed to drive a vehicle again.
Coming up.
You must be Derbyshire most unluckiest criminal.
I'm not a criminal.
Back at custody.
An ambulance has been called.
There's a medical emergency.
You had a drink tonight, chap?
No, mate.
You're not. At least that's something.
And a wanted suspect
You're gonna put me in the cell
You'll have
overnight?
your
For what?
opportunity
For
to
what?
look into it.
won't come quietly.
I ain't done no wrong. I'm not no criminal.
Any sudden movements, so we
Let's
will
do it
use
now.
force, okay?
Listen to what I'm going to say to you. I'm further arresting you for disqualified driving.
Have you got any proof?
I've actually found out that you're disqualified now, so we'll just interview you about the driving later.
There's no proof though, is there?
I'm not going to interview you here and now.
Exactly.
It's not for me to interview you now, is it? That's what interviews are for when you've got a solicitor later. I'll get somebody down from the night shift.
Sergeant Scott Riley is dealing with the driver suspected of failing to stop
The RAs are high! The RAs are high! This a crash!
and crashed into a garden.
So now I've got a lot of work to do. I've got half an hour of my shift left, and in that time I've got to hand the job over to the next sergeant that's coming on, and then I've got to do my arrest statement, get all the paperwork sorted. I've got to download all the video from my police vehicle, because that'll be needed for evidence. Download my body-worn video, so I best go and crack on and do it.
While Scott prepares his report,
I doing, chap, all right?
Traffic Officer Craig Dawes is starting a day shift and is booking in the suspect.
I'm not going to.
Just sit us there, pal. We'll have a seat to you.
I've tried staying out of trouble, but 2 weeks in a row now I've been here. Someone reported me for drink driving last week, and I was sat at home. I'm in a good boy. I'm on the suspended sentence. Something I didn't do.
You're unlucky, you are, aren't you? You must be Derbyshire most unluckiest criminal.
I'm not a criminal.
It just surprised me how cocky he is. His kind of carefree attitude, that he's not bothered of what he's just done or what he's caused or the risks he's taken. It just appeared to be a game to him, and he, you know, in his opinion, he was going to be home in a few hours. He'd done nothing wrong. Quite shocking.
Come mate, up we go. Failed to stop, dangerous driving, leaving scene of an accident, and Section 4 unfit through drink or drugs, and disqualified driving.
I've heard the officer's explanation as to why you're here. In a minute, do you have any possible illnesses or injuries? They've got pain in the side of your chest.
Common.
What do you think? Yeah.
It was clear to see that he'd got injuries, what coincided with being inside a car, wanted to crash. But he was adamant that he'd not been in any car, he'd not been in any crash.
Alcoholic?
Not yet.
Dependent?
No.
Seven seats on there. Have you done one of these before?
Yes.
Yeah. So you know you're going in the red end on the there.
I got banned when I was 17, a week before my test. I got done for drink driving, I blew 130.
Okay then, pal. Right, mate, come over, stand up next to me. Keep going, 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 keep going. Nice one, mate. Take a seat.
Beautiful.
59.54. Are you disappointed on that one?
Yeah. Normally it's high 90s. That's quite bad, that.
What were they again? 59.
59.54. The legal limit for drink driving is 35. As a force we prosecute of 14 above, so it's still well over, and it's been some time since he's been arrested. As he says, he's had several pints, bottle of rum and stuff. He's been quite open with that. Obviously speaking to him and having some interaction with him. He's spent some time in custody for driving offences, so he knows the score.
My worry, because he's so laid back and so cocky with this, is he going to carry on doing it? At some point, he's either going to kill himself or kill somebody else, and that's my concern.
Do you want to come this way, young man? Mate?
Yeah, if you don't mind, tea, 2 sugars, cup of water.
Biscuits?
And a chicken curry.
Chicken curry.
Chicken curry.
Get somebody who's been in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. They don't care, they've got nothing to lose. You know, it's a day in the office for them, and it is quite sad to see that state of affairs.
The suspected driver has now said that he's injured, and an ambulance has been called.
Once he tells us he's feeling the pain, we've got a duty of care to make sure that he receives the best treatment that we can.
The injuries he's complaining about are the ones that we'd say consistent with a road traffic collision.
It's not uncommon for our regular offenders to fake injury. They know they'd rather spend 24 or 48 hours in a nice warm hospital bed rather than a plastic mat and a cell in Ripley custody. But this lad, at the impact he'd suffered in that car, I think it was quite clear that he wasn't faking any injuries and he was in a mess. We don't know if he got internal bleeding, head injuries. He was refusing to tell us simply because he didn't want to implicate himself in that crash. The chances are we will probably meet again now. Hopefully not, because I'm hoping that he may be, serving some time in prison.
Come back to a red Ford Fusion. Yes.
Catching habitual offenders on the run is a daily challenge for officers like Scott Riley.
We've just seen a Range Rover Evoque on the traffic cameras where the driver's wanted for a domestic burglary. At the same time, we want this chap for assaulting his partner. So it's a good opportunity to get him detained while he's driving a car.
States on the log that he has forced entry into the property, wrestled with her for her phone, so she cannot phone police, and then has left.
It's quite often that we come across repeat offenders in domestics. It's quite often that we get called to the same households, the same couples, the same victims. What's the location of this vehicle now, please?
Heading general direction with it.
Should be at 4 by the time you get there. A local unit's got behind it, so we're making some ground to give the local officers some support. And then obviously if it fails to stop, we're in an appropriate vehicle where we could deal with that. If you come towards Willington, try and put a stop in prior. I'll be at that pull-in, I'll try and get a stinger out to receive.
We're heading towards Hilton now.
Yeah, so it's away from Willington, yeah. So I'll just try to get in a position to put a stinger out.
We've also just heard that.
Should it fail to stop, but then it turned the other way. Oh, we've got it stopped.
It looks like it's stopped. We've got it and man detained.
Fine, but I'll arrest you in a bit. So you know what I'm saying? If you don't put me on defence, you know what I mean? Question. So later on in court, if you do so, maybe give an evidence.
How can I burgle my own house? Get my wallet.
I don't know
and
the
look at
don't
the
know the
address on
details
it.
of this burglary.
You had a drink tonight, chap?
No, mate. Breathalyse me.
Excellent work. At least that's something.
Get in the car.
This is mum. My the address is on the driving licence.
I would like to remind you, having arrested you are under caution, so I recommend not talking about it. The necessity for the arrest is prompt investigation, so you can interview around it, and protection of the vulnerable individual in question.
She is manipulative, lying.
We'll jump out of the car then. We'll get you in the stuff.
We'll have to get your details around.
Yeah, that's fine.
You ain't got a man under me. I'm not arrested. I'm arrested, am I?
Just remain calm
No,
with me,
just stop,
please.
because this is bullshit.
have-
And you're banging me up overnight. You're going to put me in the cell overnight.
You'll have the
For what?
opportunity
For
to
what?
be in-
I ain't done no wrong. I'm not no criminal. I was going to my brother's house out of the way.
Okay, I do need to
on?
change the
Yeah, but
handcuffs.
you-
Any sudden movements, and we will
do it
use
now.
force, okay?
Offenders sometimes think whoever shouts the loudest will be heard. And it's not uncommon to hear how they've been treated or hear how it's not their fault. Why is the other person the bad person? But you're only getting one side of the story. But what I do know with this individual is he's making it all about him.
You've been arrested for assault.
On what?
Willington. On your
Willington.
partner.
Right.
Your partner's phone.
No.
With the suspect detained, cops search his car for the victim's phone.
We can just seize any phone that's in there, can't we? Then we can sort it out. Any phones that are in there, because we don't know exactly what it is.
There's no phone, but there are other suspicious items.
Right, because we found a grinder in your car, and because of how you're behaving, I suspect that you're under the influence of some controlled substance, some drug. Okay, so what I want you to do is actually provide me a specimen of saliva, so you're not going to give us a sample.
How am I behaving? Look into
listen
my eyes,
to me.
mate.
Yeah.
Look into my eyes. Would you not be angry if you was getting arrested for burglary in your own
Oh,
house?
but you're also acting like somebody that's under the influence of drugs.
Do my eyes look like I'm under the influence of drugs?
They do actually, yeah.
No, they don't.
Will you provide a sample of saliva for analysis? Hello? Hello?
What time did you arrest him?
Are you willing to give me a sample of saliva for the purpose of screening to see if you've got cannabis or cocaine in your system, yes or no?
No, I'm not giving you a sample.
You're not giving me a sample? Okay, right. Just listen to this officer then. He's going to arrest you for that offence.
So under arrest, failed to provide a specimen of the saliva for that drug swipe, alright? That's along with the burglary you've already been arrested for.
Lovely. Given his behaviour tonight, I've got every confidence that he will behave in the cells like he's behaved with me at the roadside, and he won't provide. I now know why he won't do the drug swab. Stinks of it in there, it's definitely had some anti. Those individuals need to be dealt with a lot harsher. Thanks for that, no problem. The first time that somebody comes into the system and into police contact and through the court system, in an ideal world, that should be the last. But the reality is quite different.
Coming up.
Prepare for a decomp here.
Danger on the motorway.
Opposite carriageway.
As another repeat offender
He's still trying to make his way through the brambles.
is desperate to avoid arrest. And
the sergeant's got behind a suspicious vehicle,
tracking down seasoned criminals.
You've run off, you're riding down there.
if they hadn't done anything wrong, they wouldn't be wandering off.
Some people don't like police, that's all it is.
Traffic officer Matt Cooling is on patrol, targeting repeat offenders stealing from heavy goods vehicles.
LA Tango 29.
Tango 29, go ahead.
There's a possible clone going south on the motorway, LV07. Can you just have a look at it? Are you able to tell if it is the clone or not? What's the make and model, please? It is a problem for Derbyshire. We've got lots of arterial routes, airports, we've got lots of vehicles that are transporting lots of goods, that ultimately become a target for these sorts of people.
Matt's following a suspected stolen truck.
Been an ANPR hit on the motorway of a vehicle that's travelling south. It's potentially a clone vehicle. If someone's cloning a HGV, in my mind that's simply a red flag. It's probably part of an organised gang that are going out each night, stealing from lorries in and around the country and taking stolen goods back to where they come from. This lorry that's ahead of us now, when we've checked ANPR, it's just raising the suspicions that it might be the dodgy lorry.
As Matt follows the truck, control updates.
Looking at the plate images, it appears to be a clone. Suspected it's a vehicle involving theft of high-value goods from HGVs.
Yeah, understood. I've got behind the vehicle, I've followed it for a short distance while I've done some checks and quite happy then that it is the clone I'm dealing with. I'm very conscious that I'm by myself when I'm dealing with these vehicles. There's a lot of unknowns, I don't know who's driving it, could be stolen, so there's lots of ambiguity and you've just got to be aware of that. If there's any south units near the M1.
As other units join the chase,
Definitely there.
Matt tries to slow the truck down.
Might try and ram his way out.
It's the best option.
Put the lights on to try and stop it. It's not complying. It's not reacted. I just got the feeling there was something not right.
Yeah, this vehicle definitely tailored to stop.
Any pursuit is dangerous, but ones that involve HGVs in particular really do raise the stakes. It's a bigger vehicle and it's much more difficult to stop than a car. Because of the size of it, it could quite easily ram us out of the way.
Prepare for a decomp here.
With the officers closing in,
Opposite carriageway.
the suspect makes a run for it.
It is a complete shock to see something like that. I've got to think, I've got to react very quickly. I'll get round, fella, get a block on. To try and warn the other traffic or to deal with the aftermath if, this person gets hit. It is a heart-in-hand sort of moment.
As Matt races to the other side of the motorway, The hunt is on for the runaway suspect.
Got the motorway held behind us for safety. We've just got cops just on the southbound carriageway at the minute, and they're just searching the woodland.
A drone is sent up to help with the search.
There's definitely something in there. It's the heat source. It keeps moving. Is that where we're stood now? Yeah, you're directly with it. It's right where you are.
With nowhere to hide,
Keep coming, mate. When you get to this railing, what I'd do is I'd stand on railing if I were you.
the suspect hands himself in.
Yeah, stand up where you are. You're going to have to stand up at some point, mate. It's exactly the same all around you. It's going to be shit for you. Just stand up.
These people just don't care. They don't care what aftermath they leave behind, what damage they cause, or who they hurt. Abandoning the vehicle in a live lane of the motorway, is extremely dangerous. It's a recipe for disaster. In my mind, it's just selfishness. They just want to get away. That is their primary goal.
Just confirming the transport for this male. You're going to be southbound carriageway, is that correct?
Yes, just he's still trying to make his way through the brambles.
I've cleared some steps for you, mate. Something like that. Yeah. Right, pal, whip bag off. Yeah. You're under arrest for theft of motor vehicle and theft of some tyres.
This sort of crime is rife, up and down the country. I've seen what's in the back of the lorry, and it's quite evident that they've had a good night. There are tens of thousands of pounds worth of premium tyres that have been stolen.
You don't have to say anything, male defence. Do not mention when questions for in court. Anything you do say may be given evidence and assessed for your arrest for a prompt and effective investigation. Just gonna search your pockets, mate.
The suspect is a disqualified driver and repeat offender with over 20 previous convictions.
We need to get him moved. Make it immediate, please. Because we're on a motorway and there's a danger of us being killed.
It's sort of the modern day highwayman, travelling the roads, nicking what they can to sell for profit. Just got to work and, like the rest of us, and, earn a living.
As the suspect is taken away for questioning, the abandoned stolen truck is recovered and the motorway reopened. Freight crime costs the UK economy around £420 million a year, with organised gangs targeting service stations on motorways.
Tango 25. Just confirm exactly where the sergeant is, please.
Traffic cop Martin Carter is responding to a call for help.
Yeah, this vehicle's about 5 up and get some back on.
So the sergeant's got behind a suspicious vehicle and he's asked for some backup. So that's where we're travelling to.
Just off the M1, Sergeant Neil Hopwell has stopped a suspicious car.
Off at 29, first exit to Clay Cross.
When you're outnumbered, particularly 4 or 5 to 1, it's very dangerous and it can go very wrong. A lot of people we deal with don't like the police, and the reason they don't like the police is because they're being caught doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing.
You won't get anywhere that way, mate. To me, like they're scared of something. Or usually when they're doing something wrong. The thing is, if they're walking off, it makes them suspicious, so they'll get stopped anyway.
The vehicle's come off the motorway and it's got 5 people in it. Apparently 3 of them have run off.
Whose car is it then?
Mine.
Yours, is it? Right, so jump in the back of my motor, mate, mate.
Yeah. So I've arrived on scene and the sergeant's got the driver in the back of his car and there's a passenger stood at the side of the road.
So what I'm saying is, at about 3 o'clock in the morning, what are you using this vehicle for now in connection with your business then?
For a rundown motorway.
Have you got some evidence that that's your motor in your possession then?
No, not yet.
No? How long you had it then?
Since tea time.
There's one stood here, one's gone in through the bushes over here, and the other 2 walked down to 29.
How come your mates have run off then or scarpered?
I don't know. You're selling the human beings. I don't really know.
What brings you out at this time of night?
I can come out any time of night, can I?
Of course you can, yeah. You got any ID with you, fella?
I ain't, no. I can give you my name.
What's your first name, sir? You ever been in trouble with the police before?
For about
Well, roughly. About 10, maybe over years.
Take it it's not your car?
It's my friend's.
All right. You're going with him when he's finished?
Yeah. Some people don't like police, that's all it is. You know, that's all it is.
Just a bit odd, isn't it? Like,
I don't know.
the police car...
I don't know. I can't tell people what to do.
No, I get that.
I'm going to believe in
that. Ultimately, from our perspective...
No, but yeah, of course I understand you.
A police car's stopped, and the people that are in it have wandered off, like, instantly. People don't just run away in the dead of night in a county that they're not familiar with if they've done nothing wrong. If you have done nothing wrong, stop and have a conversation with us, and if everything checks out, you'll be on your way, no issues.
You on bail at the minute?
Yeah.
What for?
Going equipped, I think.
It's like my spider sense aren't that far off then, isn't it?
The sergeant's talking to the driver. I've checked one of the passenger's details, and he's not done anything wrong, so we'll wait and see what happens with the driver. It can be incredibly frustrating when you know they're up to no good, they know they're up to no good, but what we can prove is a different matter. I think at the minute the driver has got some conditions and a curfew which he may be in breach of. So the sergeant's just checking if he is in breach, and if he is, then he might be getting arrested.
Local officers arrived to help search for the 3 men who walked off.
All I can tell you is the sergeant, who's in this car, was behind this car. He's followed it up here as the car's pulled in. 3 of the passengers ran off through the bushes down towards junction 29. You can float round the roundabout and have a look if you want, yeah. Just to see if there's anyone milling around. Yeah, nice one. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. We have issues with lorries being broken into at service stations. You can't help but think that if they hadn't done anything wrong, they wouldn't be wandering off.
Let's just be decent about it.
Oh, sergeant's found another one.
One of the suspects that ran off has been spotted in nearby bushes.
You've run off, you're riding down there. All right, so I'm going to be searching you. Okay, to make sure you've got nothing on you that you can hurt me or my colleagues. All right? Have you got drugs on you?
No, not a thing, mate.
Have you been smoking weed?
A bit, yeah.
Yeah. Have you got any weed on you now? Because I can smell it on you.
Not a thing, mate.
Right, you've been detained for the purpose of search. Searching for drugs at this time, and if you've got anything on you that might hurt us or any of my colleagues. All right?
Sergeant's just found another one hiding in the bushes. He's just doing a stop search. Where's your mate's gone?
I don't know, somewhere. Literally, if I wanted to get wet, I'd have walked off that.
We're now going to go and search the vehicle under section 1 of PACE, just to see if there's any items for going equipped to steal. Empty. Nothing in there at all. We've not found anything untoward in the vehicle. Yes, it's suspicious circumstances based on what's been witnessed and how these men have acted that they've ran off. One was found hiding in the bushes across the road. But ultimately, if we don't find them in possession of anything and there's nothing stolen in the car, I imagine they'll be on their way very shortly.
Okay, I'm just waiting to see what we need to do with regards to your breaching your bail.
What, it's still breach when you're not in that county?
Yeah, of course it is. You've got a curfew, haven't you? Curfew means you stop in, that's it. Because you're not on bail for one force, are you? You're on bail for a few.
As Sergeant Hopwell continues with background checks on the detained man, news comes in from officers searching nearby.
Apparently the local officers that went to find the other 2 have found the other 2. I'm not sure of the outcome yet, but I'm sure their details will be checked. And I imagine they'll be sent on their way because we can't prove that they've committed any offences tonight. But we are aware of this vehicle, it's on the radar, and I'm sure some intelligence will be updated on police systems to say what activity it's been up to tonight.
Another suspect has been found by local officers.
Where did you find him?
Who's heading towards Down Lake around there? You know where the cabin is?
Yeah.
Just went back of that.
One man is still at large, but for now, the cops turn their attention back to the car.
Just having a quick look at the plate. So as you can see, it's got this film on it, on the front. And ordinarily, it wouldn't have that. So that's effectively what we'd call a ghost plate, and they put that on to avoid detection. Another tactic used by people out committing crime on the roads, and obviously that just confirms it. So, yeah, good spot from the sergeant.
As Martin helps search for the remaining suspect, there's an update.
So, this minute in time, spoke to Greater Manchester Police, who you're on bail for. Okay, they want you arrested for being in breach of bail conditions.
The sergeant's arrested the driver. He's in breach of his curfew, and I imagine he'll be off to the nearest custody suite. Freight crime is a massive problem, not only in Derbyshire but up and down the country. It costs billions of pounds to the industry every year. Criminals will travel up and down the motorway and the A roads, targeting heavy goods vehicles, tear curtains open, looking to steal loot, steal it, put it in a cloned wagon, drive it off. The M1 is obviously the main arterial route that criminals will use. We all, as police forces, have to try and work together to try and stop them.
Coming up, traffic cops follow a suspicious car.
Vehicle currently failing to stop.
And bring down a runaway suspect.
Down the floor now! Now! Down the floor! Down on the floor! Now!
Yeah, you look how busy Derby is from 20 to 9 at night. It's very busy, up until 2 in the morning.
Traffic cop Chris Wells Jackson is halfway through a night shift.
Someone's having their haircut at 3 in the morning with a kebab on the lap. It's mad, isn't it? It's just a cultural thing that people are awake at that time, aren't they?
2 miles away, on the outskirts of Derby.
Black pedestrian activity.
A colleague is tailing a suspicious car.
Vehicle currently failing to stop. Left. Our performance, full of our vehicle, advanced driver, pursuit management team penetrate.
To think that you've got a colleague that's chasing that vehicle on his own, the first thing in my mind is I need to get to him as quickly as possible to make sure that he's safe.
The RA time, speed is 20.
Why is this person failing to stop? There's no markers on the vehicle, pretty much a brand new car. There's something not right with it.
Over the speed bump. Left. Onto the roundabout. Warbrook Road. Stand by.
Get me on mapping, Nenny. Someone to my vehicle. Get down on the floor now! Taser! Down on the floor now! Now! Down on the floor! Down on the floor! Now! Down on the floor! Hands behind your back! Hands behind your back! Now! Hands behind your back! Don't move! Males at taser point, stand by. Give me your hands now! Don't reach! Do not reach! He's not in cuffs. Get someone to me. Don't! Do not reach! If that hand moves towards your waist, mate, you're going to get tasered. You understand? You're under arrest, failing to stop. Dangerous driving. Do not move. Okay. 2 feet. Don't reach for anything. Walk with me. Walk.
4966.
For God's sake, he's not been searched, Twiney. Yeah. Keeps wanting to reach. Keeps wanting to reach into his front. What do you keep reaching into your waistband for? What? What do you keep reaching into your waistband for?
Because I was checking if I had my phone. That's why.
You had your phone in your hand, mate. Don't give me that.
I put it in my pocket and I was trying to see if I've still got it.
He's mouthing off.
Man, I don't want to record him, bro. Man.
Hey, can you get recovery, please? Causing obstruction. You either get somebody that knows the game's up, they come quietly, or you get the complete opposite, shouting, abuse, resistance. We very quickly get him under control. We then need to start making sure that we get the evidence that we need as to why this person's failed to stop.
What are you looking for?
What have you got on you?
Well, there's drugs in the vehicle. Door pocket. Yeah. It's illegal.
Quite a lot of cash in here as well.
Mind your head and get in the car.
Initially, Dan's picked this vehicle up, and then once it's got to this junction here, for whatever reason, he's abandoned it in the middle of the road and ran off. I would hazard a guess that he probably lives somewhere nearby, or he knows somebody that lives nearby, and he was going to that address to try and get away and hide. But Dan's been quick enough to catch him, brought him back to the vehicle. There's a small amount of drugs in it, a bit of cannabis, a bit of cash.
Because we found cannabis in the vehicle, I'm going to request you to provide a roadside drug test for the presence of cannabis. Stick your tongue out for me, please, mate. I've got to wipe this on your tongue.
The test will take around 8 minutes.
He's quite low level. He's not got a massive quantity on him.
As the man has previously been banned from the roads for driving without insurance, officers run more checks.
Whose is this vehicle? Uncle's. He says it's his uncle's. Right, he's got a full licence.
He's got keys in still.
A search of the car raises further suspicions.
It's a rental, mate.
It's the same person that keeps renting it out. Looking at it, he's checked the car out on the 25th of May this year, and the lease is to run until the 29th of August. So it looks like, unless he's had any more paperwork, he's not returned it on time. Just insured as a rental as well.
That's him. That's him. That's him.
But it's a different person on the policy for the lease of this.
Yeah.
So
he's got no insurance.
No insurance.
We'll have it as a 165 for no insurance until we can prove otherwise, because at the moment obviously the documentation's out of date. So the vehicle's going to be recovered under section 165 of the Road Traffic Act because the chap driving it wasn't insured. He's been taken off to custody for failing to stop, dangerous driving, and also some possible drug drive as well. Just waiting on the results coming back for that now, so we shall crack on, get it recovered. It is really common for criminals to use rented vehicles to commit crime because it doesn't directly trace back to them, so they would generally get somebody to take that car out, and it wouldn't necessarily be that person that drives it. It would be driven by anybody that wants to use it for criminality. Obviously the inquiries that we need to make in the daylight are just to get confirmation of who the actual owner of the vehicle is, who the leaser of the vehicle is, and did this chap have permission and insurance to drive it. At the moment it looks like he didn't.
Nearly a third of all offenders released from custody go on to re-offend.
One of my bugbears being a traffic officer that we tend to find the same people committing the same offences.
The people that we do intercept and arrest always tend to have a history of offences, not just traffic offences, but burglary, theft. I think you'd do well to stop someone that's in a stolen vehicle that's not known to the police.
I don't think they take it serious. They laugh and joke to you when you deal with them. You know, they'll even say sometimes, oh, we'll be back out in 12 hours time, or we'll see you this time next week.
It's really sad that we spend the majority of our time dealing with those same individuals, because if those same individuals were in prison where they should be, then that would free our time up to be more proactive. But we're spending a lot of our time dealing with the same people in the custody suites and putting them back before the same courts.
In this episode, the suspect driver who collided with a member of the public and crashed into someone's front garden.
Fortunately, it's missed the house.
Is awaiting trial for dangerous, drunk, disqualified and uninsured driving.
You alcoholic? Not yet.
If found guilty, he's likely to be sent back to prison. The wanted male was prosecuted for driving whilst disqualified and with no insurance, and received 6 points and a £630 fine.
No, I'm not giving you a sample.
You're not giving me a sample?
Do my eyes look like I'm under the influence of drugs?
They do actually, yeah.
No action was taken for any drug driving offences or the alleged burglary and assault. The suspect who fled from a rental car.
Down on the floor! Now! Down on the floor! Hands behind your back!
Is on police bail for failing to stop, dangerous driving, no insurance, possession of cannabis and driving whilst unfit through drugs. The serial thief who abandoned a stolen lorry on the M1
opposite carriageway
with a load full of stolen tyres admitted dangerous, disqualified and uninsured driving and a breach of a suspended sentence.
You're under arrest for theft of motor vehicle and theft of some tyres.
He was jailed for 18 months. And the man arrested for breaching a curfew.
Well, it's still breach when you're not in that county.
Yeah, of course it is. You've got a curfew, haven't you? Curfew means you stop in, that's it.
Is currently on police bail, awaiting a court appearance.
Traffic Cops are back new next Monday at 8. How do we beat the scammers before it's too late? Tech scams don't get caught out reveals all, brand new at 8 on Wednesday. And tonight, drug dealer or innocent victim? Police face a battle to get to the truth as they question their suspect number one. Brand new next.